Should I lease or get a loan on my lawn care and landscaping equipment? Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Godar, and my channel helps contractors deliver and clients experience a luxurious everyday life through property transformations. Today, we are talking about whether I should lease or I should get a loan on my equipment for my business. Basically trucks and larger equipment. I really don't suggest you lease mowers, but it's all a personal decision. So if this is something you had the question on before and you were wondering, what am I gonna do? What is the option? Why should I do either? This is the video for you. So make sure you like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, tell me you subscribe so I can thank each and every one of you, and let's get right into it. So I'm gonna go over leasing, getting a loan, and also my final thoughts on everything and what that looks like. So we're gonna start off with leasing. Leasing is an option where I've heard people think that they leased it because they couldn't afford it, and it's not a good thing. I've heard a lot of bad thought of what leasing is and what kind of tool that is for your business. And someone just recently asked me, because of our shop tour video, about our white truck that we currently lease now. And leasing is an option that it's interesting. You know, I'm not here to acquire 30 million trucks. I need the tools to be great. I need them to be working, and then I need them to always be good working tools, especially that truck. And so the lease option is something that with a commercial lease through a product like what Ally offers, which is unlimited mileage, and you can set it up depending on how rough you think you're gonna be on equipment. It is a really cool tool, because instead of getting a loan and purchasing the thing, now in what this truck's set up to be, in 36 months, I make payments, and I analyze those payments, since I'm not borrowing or I'm not buying anything. I'm just leasing the time. It's just like this building. This building's leased, and I'm just paying rent on using that vehicle over an extended amount of time. What I love about the lease is a lot of people rack up all these loans, and then on their P&L, a loan doesn't show up. So you're like, why did I not make any money at the end of the year? And because my P&L, it shows it's in the black. It shows I made money. But if you were to look at all the financial tools that something like QuickBooks has, or your bank account, you can see that there's no money left over. And a lot of times, like that payment that you make towards your loan to take care of and to verify and get all the payments taken care of for any of the outstanding loans you have, don't show up on a P&L. That's not a part of the expense. It's not an expense for that year. But when it's a lease, everything's a direct expense to the business. So it shows up on your P&L. Having that vehicle operating out in the field immediately shows up like something of cost of goods sold on your P&L, and you know it's there. There's no baked in money that's taking and robbing your profit. If you have $100,000 in profit, but you paid $100,000 in loan payments, there would be no profit. It would just show on a P&L that there was a profit. So that's what I like about leases. I like that you can have a vehicle, you can already have it set up that in 36 months, I'm gonna get a new vehicle, and then all of the payments go directly towards your expenses. Another thing for the equipment side, so if you're going to rent, or if you were going to use it for like a machinery, like a skid steer or an excavator, there are a lot of lease options through certain providers. You gotta look at the numbers and make sure they make sense to you, where you can lease it and it's cost effective. You're not actually taking on any debt. And then with the option to buy after 3 years, this can get somebody in the door, can get them rolling on a piece of equipment, and it can be a stout option if you want to purchase things, if you want to buy it, if you plan to keep it long term, or it can be good to keep turning them out. It really depends. Then you get into equipment, it's how much you're using it. There's so many thoughts that go into all of this. Now, second is the loan option. I love the loan option for anything that if I buy it and I plan to keep it long term, and I know it's not something that, and know that I'm basing most of this conversation off of trucks and vehicles. I've got a leased estimate car as well, but I'm basing most of this off off of trucks. And I really like the loan for something that I know I can keep long term. If it starts to at some point become a little less, it's the right word, reliable, I don't care, I can fix it. And it doesn't hurt me any. So a lot of our trucks, and we haven't ever really borrowed for many trucks. We've got 3 trucks that we've gotten loans on, I think. 2 trucks we've gotten loans on, and 1 truck we've got a lease on, and 1 car we've got a lease on. And that's out of like 12 vehicles. So the rest of the stuff was just paid outright for because it wasn't brand new. Just brand new stuff has loans or a lease on it. And but something like, so if it was like a mow truck, if it was a low dollar mow truck, if I was to buy our $1,500 or 1,500 truck again, the Dodge 1500 we have, I would take a loan on it again, because once that truck declines and I know we need to work on it, it's doing such light duty work that to me, even if it gets a little less reliable, it doesn't hurt me much. I don't care. And honestly, probably wouldn't even buy a brand new truck for mowing because I never felt like there was enough true profit in it to justify brand new vehicles. Now on the landscaping side or the chemical application side of things, it's a whole different ballgame. And on the landscaping side, like I mentioned in my shop tour video, there is a great reason to want to have reliable stuff because it has to haul big equipment every day. So a loan gets me a big truck that now at the end of whatever the term is, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whatever your term is, at the end of that, now I've got to go and sell that or trade it in to get something new. I would rather financially plan up front. I'd rather plan to have it where it's going to turn and I don't have to worry about selling or trading and taking a beating on that, so leasing. So I want to lease equipment that I know is going to get just beat up, used up, and I want it to always be, it has to be super reliable, and I want to get a loan on equipment that I know I'm going to have long term, that I've got no issue with that of getting it on my balance sheet, keeping it long term, building those assets up in the company is something that I'm always going to be using. Just like our skidster and our cat excavator, they're both borrowed. I didn't know if I was going to do that for sure. I didn't know if borrowing or leasing was going to be the best option for those, but with us putting about 250 hours on one a year, we can get them paid off and then we could sell them. It's just a big numbers game. So those are my thoughts on lease versus loan. Now my final verdict, which I've already been starting to get into this, and this is kind of like point number 3, is it's totally up to what works best for you. Don't sweat which one's right, which one's wrong. What works best for you? That's the biggest answer. I've tested leasing because I wanted to see how it worked. And I also love that it's an immediate expense. I don't care about owning stuff. There's the saying, the Rockefeller saying of own nothing, control everything. I want the control of the vehicle. I don't want to own the vehicle. So it's useless to me. It's just a tool to go out and make money. So a lot of that is how I think about this. And that's why I think, borrowing it and getting a loan on a lot of things, it's irrelevant to me. I need it for the time we need it to operate, and it needs to work, unless it's like a long-term thing. But a lot of the long-term stuff I bought with cash, and we didn't have to borrow. So it feels like it was a muddy answer, but it all boils down to, don't get caught up on these lawn care groups and these people that are telling you what to do. Look at your pricing. What do I preach the most? Know your man-hour rate. That's why I'm so big on creating GrowCom and getting a community where we're helping people get better and hold them accountable to make sure their hourly rates, they're charging enough and they're profitable. Those are the things you need to worry about, not whether you're leasing or you're borrowing money for a vehicle. You just need to see what fits best into the picture of becoming profitable. Does a lease truck fit best into my numbers? Does a borrowed getting a loan fit best into my numbers? Or are both of those options more money than I need to spend because this business, the way it's operating, has this much profit, and a used vehicle that I have to do a little maintenance to from time to time is the better picture? So that's how you need to look at it. It's not about what's best, it's about what's best for you. It's just like having a price for your services. It's not about what others charge, it's what it takes for your company to operate. So tell me what you do. Do you lease? Do you buy with a loan? Do you pay with cash every time? Leave it in the comments below. I look forward to seeing those. I can't wait to respond to each and every one of those. Thank you so much for watching. Check these 2 videos in the end screen. They're meant just for you. I'll talk to you later.